3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome to the ExAnime Podcast.
Hero.
Today we're actually in person instead of just in audio form.
It's nice, ain't it?
Yeah, it's we've been doing a handful of recording. We did the Bonwe podcast, which is our general podcast, and we opened up a Japan crate, which we've got
more ads.
Some stuff over here, kind of in the background.
Like one of my favorite things from the crate is check that out on the channel. It will be up hopefully soon.
Yeah, that was a peach.
It's like a
soda.
peach drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that Japan crate opening once a month. We'll be doing it. We'll continue it because so far I think we've gotten some good content out of it and a lot of good snacks out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too repetitive yet.
Yeah. Though I think they're really heavy on the mochi.
Yeah, way too much mochi. Like I get it, it's Japanese, but come on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, my shoulder.
Before we get super into it, today we're going to specifically be talking about the Quintessential Quintuplets Season 2 anime. I know Matt's watched some of it. And then Matt...
Jobless Reincarnation.
Yes. And I haven't had the chance to actually sit down and watch any of it yet because work has been kind of hectic and I already have a fairly built out anime schedule.
Yeah, this season we're watching a lot. We're not going to talk about all of it because it's not like last season 1 of ExAnime where we like stuck with 5 or 6 watching them every week. Mm-hmm. This is kind of, you notice we're trying something different, which is a back and forth of, different shows. And I think it's kind of nicer that like I'm watching something I can tell you about it and you're watching something you can tell me about it. Mm-hmm. This season I'm watching a lot. So like my plate's still best show this season so far. Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I'm currently watching 11 shows myself.
I think I'm watching. We still have not. Well, we haven't finished editing the ExAnime, my anime list. Hopefully, we'll get that up soon, so you can see what we're watching. It'll be all over the place because we're gonna be watching different things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me get more comfortable.
Just because we kind of need to grow the audience. If you do enjoy this kind of podcast, give us a sub if you're listening on like Spotify and stuff. Go ahead and kind of give that a follow here on YouTube. Subscribe. Give us feedback. We're trying to improve. We've got set lights. We now have the camera. We've been adding specific like mic arms for us as the core ones too.
It's like gonna allow us to do a lot more now, like more in-depth reviews, especially in. You can see soon toward my arm. Sorry, we went to the gym and I'm still worn out.
But yeah, we've got a bunch of other stuff going on in the background as well that we're working on to flush the channel out a bit more and fill it with content.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. So
do you want to talk first? Or do you want me to go first?
I want to start with Quints.
Oh, okay. You start
just because I know the most about Quints.
Season 2. No, this season 1. We're
season
that's
2.
Season 1. I want to see the
season 2 is the Double F.
8.0.
Yeah. So far it's really popular, which is nice. I'm someone who has finished the manga, so I get to be one of the few. This is one of my few times where I get to go in knowing what's happening, but also extremely enjoying what they're doing. Because there's a couple unique things like there's a character that is supposed to be one of the Quints named Reina, which is a younger back when Futuro was younger, he had ran into one of the Quints in Kyoto about 5 years ago. He doesn't know which one the Quint is. She just kind of calls herself Reina when he meets her again randomly as his current high school self.
Miku best character. Hands down.
They did the very smart thing in having a 6th voice actress play her, so you don't know
who it is unless you've read the manga. But
and I have, and I do know who.
How many manga? It's 13, right?
Yes. 13 is the end.
Yeah, because you can get them all relatively cheap. I think this is for the digital version. We're on my anime list, by the way.
On Great Stuff, you can buy in English the 13th volume.
Oh, you can buy the
English it's fully completed. Yeah,
nice.
So far, the show immediately just picks up right where the season 1 left off, which for those who don't know, I guess quick synopsis, Futuro is the super nerdy type who gets good grades, does what he needs to do, works really hard, stays up to make sure that like he's putting himself in a position where he can provide for his family, who is very poor. And the Quints, being 5 identical sisters.
Wait, is there a 14th one? Sorry to interrupt, but apparently there's a 14th one.
Oh, maybe I missed one.
Oh, the plot thickens.
I don't remember.
Sorry, you were saying Futuro.
But the Nakano Quints, they're not very smart. They fail.
No, they're pretty dumb.
Yeah, they failed a lot of their tests.
They're all good at one area of one subject, I should say.
I was wrong. It is 14. I wasn't paying attention. I have it. It's set for my completion. But yeah, Futuro is hired as their tutor. Unfortunately, they're all pretty boneheaded in their own ways, so getting them all on board isn't easy. And slowly but surely throughout season 1, they start to fall in love with him, because who knows why.
Half of them are like pseudo-daddies.
5 minds think alike, I guess.
Well, I mean, they think something, all right.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end of season 1, he gets sick. They all promise to stay by his side. And that's where season 2 kind of starts off. He's actually in the hospital from the initial cold that he has.
Sorry, that was weird going into season 2, because I didn't rewatch season 1 before I came back, and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck was that? Sorry, pardon my French. This dude's in a hospital?
Yeah.
He does like they do a little coma dream for episode 1, don't they?
He has like
for the
first 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's not the whole episode, because he's discharged fairly quickly. And then you do get the small hints of who their father is, which was his doctor.
Yeah.
So.
Treat them right. What does he say? He's like, you're going to do great things. Like he says something to him as he walks by, and it's like, what?
And it just kind of pushes off from there. They are, of course, struggling so far to do good at tests. Each one of them independently can pass a single subject that the other 4 can't.
That kind of plays into them being quintuplets.
Yeah. And for a lot of this, like, there is that level of, like, just because you are, like, a twin or a quintuplet or quadruplet or, anything like that, doesn't mean that you don't have your own level of, like, individuality. And part of that brings up to a head where Izuki and Nino get into a fight, and they both move out. Part of Nino's biggest fear with once Futuro kind of catches up and starts talking to her again is the fact that they all are becoming different people instead of the thought that they're 5 of the same. So that's something that's kind of scared her. And it's the
weird thing about the anime, I didn't know until I think you pointed out, when you watch it, for anyone that hasn't watched it, they all have different hair colors and different hairstyles, but apparently in the manga they just have the same hair color, and the only reason for the different hair colors in the anime is so the viewer can distinguish between who is who.
It's a similar thing for like the manga covers, because you can see like the red and orange.
You can.
But
in the manga, they're all supposed to have the same hair color, aren't they?
Yeah, it's essentially a set thing of like giving you key indicators for the color of the hair, as well as some of like the individual trinkets and stuff. Like Miku wearing headphones and stuff like that. But there are those incidents.
Miku
right?
best girl. Say it again.
No. There are incidents where they aren't wearing those, so it's hard to differentiate. And there are specifically scenes that are meant to make it hard to tell who is who. Those are super obvious. But there's a lot of references to him just actively getting it wrong, even looking directly at them as they are now. And that's just something that I kind of always keep in mind, that, like, though he's not super observant,
he's a smart dude, but he's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty well established he's he's the smartest student in the school. He's like number one or something.
One of the best students in the entire school.
Dude, season 2 so far, I've only seen the first 3 episodes because I kind of fell behind because I'm catching up with other shit like Dr. Stone and Jobless Reincarnation. Fucking isekai nerd over here. Oh no, the arts, they switched studios from season 1 to season 2, right? They switched studios and switched producers.
I don't know if they switched producers. I know they switched studios.
I'm pretty sure they switched studios.
No, they definitely switched studios. I just don't know if they switched producers.
Wasn't? Yeah, so the person that does Ichika, she also sings the theme song for the beginning of it.
They all do.
Yeah. Well, they all do, but she's the main one that wrote it, right?
I'm not sure.
And the one that ends it is done by Itsuki. Well, because we were looking into it last time, because I think episode 1 of the season that we were filming, we talked about it. It was with our Dr. Stone episode, right?
We may have touched on Quince for a short.
Yeah, but that was only like 1 or 2 episodes in. I know I had a problem with the animation at first, but after watching, it's like whatever. I just care about the story.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I've always
the plot
felt.
has thinned out.
Not the top plot, just the bottom plot.
Yeah, the bottom plot has.
It's fine. They
you get over it pretty quick. I mean, a whole bunch of people threw a fit the first episode or 2, then after that, people stopped fucking caring.
Yeah, I think the important thing is you sit back and it's like, all right, all 5 of the girls, Futuro, their father, all of them are still voiced by the same people. Like, there's no active shock like that would like make things feel super awkward. Just because there's some visual stuff, it's whatever. But so far they've done a really good job of adapting, based on when I read the manga. Of course, there's some stuff that I actively forget, and they do leave a couple things out to help linearize the plot. There's some stuff later. I would assume this show is going to finish in 3 seasons.
3 seasons? Well,
yeah.
How long did it take? How many manga was the season 1? Was that just 3 or 4 mangas they worked through?
No, I think it was 4.
So it took them 4 to. So I guess 4, 8, 12.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll skip over some stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 seasons would be enough. That depending how, because it's what the season's supposed to be 12 episodes.
It's 12 episodes.
12.
Yeah.
Yes. So then they'll do it. So next year sometime it'll end.
Mm-hmm. I think
I
that's
doubt
kind
they'll
of
go
best.
back to back season wise because they haven't announced anything for what's the next thing, spring 2021 and then summer. So spring and summer have been pretty much announced.
Yeah.
So they won't announce anything until probably like fall or.
Mm-hmm. I would assume like winter next year, though there was a 2-year gap between season 1 and season 2.
Crazy. I didn't think it'd been that long. I think it's because I started watching a whole bunch of anime again that I just forget how long it's been. Like Dr. Stone, which took me forever to catch up on. I forgot how long of a like kind of gap it had been between
Same thing
that.
with Promised Neverland. Promised Neverland, it came out this same year as Domestic Girlfriend and Shield Hero.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Shield Hero is coming back this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was actually
probably fall, right?
Yeah, I think it's like summer or fall of this year. Which, if you haven't watched Shield Hero, you should definitely watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all? Is that it about?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot that they've gotten into a fight. They have Futuro did quit being their tutor, which is kind of an important thing. During when their quiz happened, he basically called their father and was like, "Yo, be a parent, asshole." And then like I quit. And it shows that, you know, he's starting to get some level of a spine and that he does actively care about them, whether he's
still poor as fuck. Or not.
Yeah. And they actually end up moving out into their own place currently. So that way he can be their tutor still. But that's kind of about it. Like there's small plot point stuff, but those are the core things.
That's it. I got to talk about two things. You ready?
Attack on Titan is really good.
Attack on Titan.
It's really good.
It's real fucking good. You should watch it.
Oh, it's really good, apparently.
Oh, would you look at it? Someone turned on the trailer for, well, this is the opening theme for Attack on Titan.
Oh, too bad you can't see it between my mic arm.
Oh, dude, season 4 is fucking kicking off. There's only 7 more episodes left where I'm still confused. I think they're still doing a season 4 part 2. Because originally it was supposed to be 3 parts. Then they said it's just a 1 part, but then they said again it'd be some other parts. So we'll have to see how long that takes. But shit, you know how last week I told you, like, the key word for last week was meat. Now you can cry. Listen again. This week it's meat times 2. She's literally, they do a flashback episode where like they meet the other people from the other nation that are trying to attack them. Spoiler alert, there's 2 nations. Like basically where everyone had been in Attack on Titan is its own small. They thought that was all of humanity, but there's a whole bunch of key things that go off, which I won't go into detail. But then
sounds like some village shit.
Yeah, like literally it's some like village type shit. But the people from the other nation, which is all the shit getting blown away right now, they try and invade their home island. They send some like boarding party groups, like, this is Division 1. Division 1 didn't respond. Here's Division 2 and 3. And then Division 2 and 3 get captured, and everyone kind of basically surrenders because Eren turns into his Titan form. They're like, well, fuck, we can't do anything against this. So then they start becoming friends. It's like the people on the walls becoming friends with people from the other nations, like slowly, only with this small group of soldiers, and it's taken them like a year to get along with them. And the thing that makes me sad is there's one point where Sasha shows up again after she had died last episode. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to give me some more emotional shit that's going to make me feel worse that Sasha's dead. So at one point, because the last word Sasha said was like meat, because like she really wanted to eat food. She's all about eating food because everyone's always fucking starving in Attack on Titan. These people from the other nation fucking cook her food, and it's like lobster and shit. And the thing is, they'd always been inside the islands. They have no idea about salt water, so they have no idea about like lobsters and shit. Even though there were pictures of, oh God, don't play that. But even though they'd shown you, like in the street, vendors were selling lobsters and stuff, so they knew about it. They just never had it because it's a high class food. So they're all standing there, and Sasha's like, "Is this edible?" And the guy's like, the other guy from the other nation is a chef. He's like, "Yeah, you can fucking eat it. Just fucking eat it. It's food. It's edible." And they all think it's like a trap, like it's poisonous. So Sasha starts eating it. Then Trisha's like straight up biting straight into a lobster with its shell and just fucking eating it. She's like, ugh. Just pulling the fucking lobster meat out. And then I'm sitting there like, oh, Sasha. Tears run down the face. Then just turned into me fucking crying because I'm like, God, Sasha's dead. And then they show their fucking funeral. And it's like, Sasha really enjoy eating my food. Feel free to stop by whenever and eat the food too. I'd be more than happy to serve you. Son of a bitch. Now you're just fucking making me feel. It's not okay to threaten voice actresses or people of that show.
Yes. Also, that's your mini impromptu Attack on Titan segment. Let's get on to Jobless Reincarnation. Sell me on the show. Do it.
Isekai. Boom. Done.
Oh, God, I'm in.
You had me at Isa. No, it's pretty much like any other isekai, except the difference is there are some other isekais that start you as a kid, but this isekai, it starts him as like a baby. So like episode 1, they just go straight into it. Like they show a truck, and obviously Truck-kun fucking hits the dude. But the dude was trying to save someone else.
Best main character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking awards in every show.
Look, I know another main character who tried to save someone, and he died for no reason because that tractor stopped.
Oh, that for a second you're talking about that 90s anime.
No, Konosuba.
You mean Konosuba with my Megumin figure behind me?
That's still in its box.
Hey, I'll unwrap it after this. How about that? Then I'll put it up.
He'll say that. It'll be wrapped next week.
I'm thinking of that subreddit. We won't talk about that. No. Basically, he starts as a kid. So episode 1, you see him as like a baby, baby walking around. He's fully aware of like what's going on. He's like, oh, I'm an adult. What the fuck is this? I'm born in this world. And he's like, oh, hey.
So kind of a Tanya thing when he was
exactly. Except I don't think
as Tanya.
When he got reincarnated as a baby, he knew. I think it.
He was aware the entire time. They just time skipped to
like when Tanya comes out again because they're doing another season.
Are they doing another season?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 3-year gap, 3 or 4, because Tanya came out a while ago. But it's exactly like Tanya. So then episode 1 is him being a baby. Episode 2, he's like, oh, okay, now he's like a toddler figuring out that he can use magic. It's a very magic-based world. So he's very high skilled at magic because he can fully read sentences as a child. I mean, he obviously has to learn the language. They do that thing of, oh, it's all conveniently in Japanese. No, it's not. They don't speak Japanese. Or I think they do speak Japanese, but it's not written in Japanese. So at least that's a nice thing of, same thing like Shield Hero did that. He couldn't read or write because, I mean, that's not his language. Well, he could talk, but he couldn't read. Because for convenience sake, it's got to be the same language.
Yeah. Vinland Saga is the like worst case for that, where it's like they're all speaking Japanese, but depending on the scene, they're actually supposed to be speaking English and Dutch.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's case because it's made in Japan. You got to, make it for that. But episode 1, episode 2 are kind of boring. Episode 2 is when you get into like the actual world super building of. So if you look at the picture, top left, the blue highlight, that's his teacher in episode 3, and she's here to teach him higher tier magic. So he reads in a book that you're capped at what kind of magic you can use by birth. That book's completely fucking wrong. You can gain magic later on in life. So it's not like you're capped. It's you level up and you work your way to it. Then that's pretty much episode 3. And episode 4 learns how to do magic, and this teacher tells him about this university where you can learn more magic. And they've already announced that this is going to be a long-running series, which is cool because I'd love to see this world build. Because they really don't go on the thing of, oh, back in my old world. They've kind of done away with that back. This is episode 5 now. They've kind of gone away from that. This is an isekai. It's just basically a kid going throughout the world with more intelligence. Episode 3, you get introduced to Selfie. I think is her name. Top right in the green highlight. Y'all aren't going to be able to see this. Maybe they will. That best part about it is there's a scene, like they're walking around. He's hanging out with Selfie because they're getting bullied because they're half elf or quarter elf. They basically just have the ears.
Oh wow!
He thinks that
everywhere. Always.
Yeah, he thinks that she is a guy the whole time. Until there's literally this scene when he's trying to take a bath. He's just like butt fucking naked. There's like baby dick. It's just a highlight. It's just like a draw and then draw. And I'm like, why is this fucking in here? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. And he goes to take off her clothes and then pulls on her pants. He's like, oh, God. You don't see anything. You just see his face just like kind of go dead face of, oh, so Sylvie is Sylphite. Like the whole name is like a woman's name. He gets in big trouble and then like it was just fucking hilarious. I'm standing there I'm like, why is he so like I knew from the beginning, like that's a girl. It's like he's a beautiful guy. He's really beautiful for a guy. Because they really premise on that guy thing, and I'm like, pretty sure that's a woman. Then they have that scene where she's like, nah, I don't want to take off my clothes. He's like, come on, we're both guys. We can go take a bath. And I'm like, oh God, this is a girl. What the fuck is gonna happen? Oh, and they went there. And then episode 4 is fucking hilarious because do you care if I talk about it more? I don't want to spoil it. Episode 4, his dad. I mean, the first couple episodes, you realize his dad is a swordsman and his mom is a mage, and like both of them want them to follow in their footsteps. The dad's kind of disappointed because he's very good at magic, so he's obviously going to be a magic user. His dad forces him to learn swordsmanship skills. This plays in. His dad's a real player. There's literally a scene where their fucking maid is masturbating in the hallway. You see nothing, but she's in the hall. Sorry if there's a graphic. There's water on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this show? Like, the gloves are off with this fucking show. It's not redo of a healer bad, but it's like, what the fuck? And so, in episode 4, you find out, oh, look, my mom's pregnant with another kid. And the maid's like, guess what? I'm pregnant too. So dad fucks the mom and the maid. Then it erupts into this whole fucking huge fight. And then him being logical, like, oh God, the maid's pregnant. And the maid's like, I'll take my leave as soon as I have the baby and I'll cross over these dangerous mountains. And him, you see his nice side of, oh, hey, mom. Because he obviously, his parents know he's very smart because he says stuff that only an adult would say. Like his dad literally talked about one time, like, hey, you want a bone selfie? Be like a player. That's in like episode 3. Kind of skipped over that because I'm like, it's a scumbag thing. Mm-hmm. But in episode 4, when both the mom and the maid say they're both pregnant, they have this real dark family meeting. The dad's like scared in the other room because obviously the wife is super pissed that he fucked her. So he comes up like, Mom, am I going to have 2 brothers and 2 sisters? And you can hear what he's thinking in his head. Like, oh God, she'll die if she goes with that baby. It's dangerous for her. The baby would probably die. So luckily the mom's like, you know what? You can live here with us. We'll be one big family. And I'm like, this is getting fucking weird. So then at the end of episode 4, they have the kids and what. And episode 5 is where, at the end of episode 4, his dad, like, this fucking buff, like, oh my God, I got to pull up the picture. You're going to fucking love the picture. Where are they?
There's a section for more characters.
The character is not here.
No, up in the top, more characters.
Oh, more characters. That's it.
Oh, I guess they're not.
Hang on.
No one filled out the more characters section.
Jobless, Reincarnation, buff girl. You've probably seen this picture. Oh, that's the one scene. Fuck, where is it? Where's the fox lady?
I feel like you should have just YouTube or Google searched this.
Jobless, I can't see what I'm talking about. Buff girl. I'm afraid the image search. Just get ready to censor and thank God. Maybe I'll have to censor a little bit. There's like this huge buff like fox girl that the only thing covering her up is like 2 straps right here. The best meme is right here, the one strap connecting to the second. Have you ever seen Spider-Man? When he's going like this. There was a meme floating around the day that episode came out because I'm on the subreddit for it where he's like holding it and it's like, careful, that man's a hero. No, we get introduced to this character at the end of episode 4. And the dad's like, fight me. And the kid's like, what? So his dad actually is trying to like fucking beat the shit out of him with the sword. Hits him in the back of the fucking neck. Passes out. Episode 5, he wakes up and apparently now he's this girl's tutor. Not the buff fox girl, whatever. Apparently his dad and her had a thing.
Oh, shocker.
His dad's like a real fucking player. But no, all in all, the series is fucking great. That's his dad.
I think mom needs to remove dad's balls.
That was literally like a fucking scene out of this. Oh God. Oh, it's also the Lunar New Year. Oh.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow? Oh shit, that's right. Well, I guess it's there.
In an hour.
No, but all in all, I mean, that's like a super quick rundown of what happens in each episode. Mm-hmm. Episode 1, kind of boring. Don't give up episode 1. Episode 2, give it 3 episodes. 3-episode try. If you don't like it after 3 episodes, you're probably not going to like the series. But after 5 episodes, it's getting fucking good. I'm really enjoying it. You should check it out. Dad's a scumbag. Fuck the dad. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what got him in that place in the first place. But no, it's super interesting world building because they give you a little bit after a little bit because he's finding out. So you find out as he finds out. Mm-hmm. It's not like a pre-established isekai world like, okay, he's got magic powers. Okay, he can read and write everything. It's like, no, magic world, obviously, but he's got to actually learn and gain the powers. He just doesn't have the powers.
Yeah, it's another one that's kind of along that lines is Ascendance of a Bookworm. When she gets isekai'd, she's already a kid in there when she wakes up, but like some of her like magical abilities she doesn't know about, like it's super not like great, and she, you know, even after 2 seasons she's still like understanding this magic that she has, which essentially she has so much mana it starts to kill her. And the world that she lives in, like she's slowly, fucking course they recommend us instance of the bookworm in there. It's literally on like the page before. But yeah, she keeps kind of learning how the world truly works very slowly. So it what you have been saying kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Can I talk about this? It's another isekai that's going on this season. So
Kumo Deska Nanika?
Yeah.
So
I'm a spider. So what? Dude, this shit is so fucking hilarious. So imagine the regular isekai.
Mm-hmm.
How many people get isekai in a normal isekai?
You're
fucking wrong. The whole classroom. Okay. Literally the whole class gets fucking isekai in this series. The main character, I don't even know her name. It's so good.
Kumoko.
So the main character is a spider. So it's Solomon Spider. So what? You start episode 1, she's born into like a spider family. Like she literally hatches and like half the other spiders are eating each other because, it's just the food you can get. But like you lose perspective of how big she is because she's next to all these other spiders. So I think she's like a tiny little, spider. But like halfway through episode 1, you see a frog. It's like, oh, she's the same size as the frog. Okay, so she's a little bit bigger. She's about yay big. Then, like, in episode 2, some adventurer walks up trying to kill her, and it's like, holy shit, she's the size of a person. She's fucking massive. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's like 8-legged freaks, dude. Like, I'm like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, a lot of people don't like it because obviously it's spiders. But the whole fucking classroom gets isekai'd. Like, in episode 1, you get the whole spider thing. Episode 2, I think the classmates start to meet each other at a royal banquet. Like, all the students are getting into this prestigious school. And everyone greets each other with their actual name, but that's why they have 2 names here. They have their school name, and then they have their, like, character name. What's so funny?
Dead Man Wonderland, but the opening scene shows the isekai children.
Oh, God. Looking terrible.
The one that's left alive goes to prison. The rest of them are reincarnated.
Jesus Christ. You never know. You never see a kid like that. I mean, there's some people that might look the same, but this shit fucking throws me off because like half the time they're using their otherworld name, then half the time they're using their school fucking name. There's literally a scene where when they're in the banquet, it's like, so many people have you found from our world? Like, oh, I found 11. And then who is it? This person. Siri, whatever the fucking name is. I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing Japanese names. You're not here for that. You're here for quality content, not for Japanese names.
Karnada Siri Anabad.
See, he's got it.
Bald. Anabad.
That was actually a dude in the last world. So he's a chick, and everyone makes fun of him. Like, how's that body working out for you, babe? And it's just like, fuck you, buddy. And then one of them gets like turned into a fucking dragon. They're like a low level dragon. But the thing is, I don't think I'm not sure if they know there's a level system in this world. I think there is because Komiko, literally every episode, like, they don't know that she's in that world. She's like a completely different, like, she's fighting for her fucking life here. And there's a whole level system, like, oh, here's your level. It's like a video game type of shit. But the thing is, they only tell her the things once, and then it goes away. She's like, wait, what level am I? Tell me again. The computer's like, nah, fuck you. It's fucking great. It's a super enjoyable isekai.
It's on Funimation?
This is, I think it's Crunchyroll, I want to say.
Is it? I know it's giving Crunchyroll ads, but I don't
know who's airing it right now.
I could check live chart if you want to keep talking for a moment.
Dude, it's fucking great. Now, there is CGI, so I'm going to play the trailer here. Let me move my mic out of the way.
Yeah, like
she's all CG, but it's like it works out. They purposely play her CG, and they play to it. You can see how there's some CG when they need it, but her face is always animated. It's usually not CG'd. But it's super good. I think it's a fun watch because it's a comedy. It's got great animation when they show the regular people, but when they're doing the spider shit, they obviously CG it because it's a lot of work to, animate a whole fucking cave by themselves. Which some people have complained, which I think is why it's got a lower score. So far, the fight scenes are great. The comedy's great.
There's also just a group of people that like absolutely hate CG, even if it's good.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you don't notice good CG typically. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty hard to notice good CG. People only notice bad CG. Like, Kill la Kill had a whole bunch of CG in it. Like, they would CG a lot of that background stuff, and people would just pass over it not thinking about it. All in all, I would recommend this. It's only got a 7 on my anime list. I think that's about fair, 7 or 8. Jobless Reincarnation has an 8.3. I think that's about fair. I think it's about an 8. I want to give it a 9 just because it's new and I really like it, but an 8 seems fair. And then Quince, I'd honestly give it like a 7. I think an 8's a little high. But Reincarnation literally sits at rank 163, popularity 517. Oh, I guess the rest aren't doing so hot. Spider definitely isn't doing that hot, but
Spider. Oh, it's on Crunchyroll.
It's on Crunchyroll? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Crunchyroll
can't
and
remember.
Verve.
I literally just log into Crunchyroll and Funimation, click new tab, and just watch everything in one go. That's about it for me, though.
Yeah.
Oto is still best character of the season from Wandering Egg Priority.
It's right here, right?
Other side.
Yeah. Right here.
Oto fucking adorable. If anything happens to her, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, she's super adorable. I got
Fucking
the sticker on
depressing as
Etsy,
shit.
by the way. If you just look up Oto Eye or Wandering Egg Priority on Etsy, there was a individual from the UK that was printing out this sticker.
Also, each
like $2.
Quince manga on Right Stuff is like $8.24. So literally, if you want to get into it, that's like
I guess
$100 for everything.
Yeah, I guess the last 2 chapters or the last 2 volumes haven't been released in the US
Yeah,
yet.
they're still waiting on them.
May isn't super long to wait to have it be finished, though.
Maybe we'll have a review on it.
I mean,
Let us know.
I already have a bunch of them. So
Yeah, I'm definitely reviewing Toradora if you guys are super interested. Also, here, Mina, after the newest episode, did you watch the newest episode?
From last week?
Sure.
With
whatever.
the dad?
I will agree now. I'll take back my words. It does give a very Toradora feel. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's exactly like Toradora. It's got feels like Toradora, but it's not like 100% like Toradora like people are trying to say. It's got some feels, not...
Yeah. I had specifically said that people had compared it to Toradora.
Does the boyfriend thing ring a bell?
Yeah.
Did you watch that episode?
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
I'm all
the
caught
dad.
up.
The dad.
Yeah, the dad episode? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Man, the fucking boyfriend and girlfriend holding hands, fucking lewd hand holding.
All right, we'll talk.
Oh, baby. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll stop. We're at about 38 minutes.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a good point to kind of stop here. Before you go, I guess we can talk just for a minute or two some of the things we're kind of planning on doing.
45 seconds.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh. One of the goals that we want to do is a kind of short form series where we kind of review the first volume or 2 of a specific manga and kind of give our takes on it. There are definitely going to be ones that we have already seen the anime of, so we may compare and contrast the anime versus the manga. Matt has Toradora. One of the ones that I plan on trying to do is To Your Eternity before it airs next season, which I'm very excited to see the anime next season. So it'll be kind of interesting to go through the first volume or 2 and get an idea of what I'm about to walk into. So we don't have a name for it yet.
Walking that anime.
Shut up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by.
Cross reviews.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hit the button.
I hit it twice by accident, then I had to unhit it.
Shit, hit the button.